What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with part 2 of my 2022 pickups in review. And these were all items that I picked up this year. And as I said during my loose grading video yesterday, 2022 was an anomaly. I really picked up quite a number of vintage items, and it holds true for my mint on cards. I don't usually pick up more than maybe 10 or so mint on cards in a given year, but this past year was quite the bountiful collection, quite the harvest of mint on cards. I think altogether, I didn't count them, I think altogether it was 17 mint on card vintage Kenner items that I picked up this year. So pretty incredible, and certainly will not be repeated anytime soon, just given my current situation, my current finances. But, I think that I'm very, very lucky, very blessed to have picked up the items that I did. And we're just going to go through them rapid fire, just like we did with the loose graded video yesterday. And wow, this was the first one I picked up this year, and this was an Empire Strikes Back 45 back Star Wars Display Arena R5D4 clear blister, unpunched, just absolutely gorgeous. This one was, if I remember right, an auction back in February. So this was, I believe, the very first mint on card I picked up in 2022, and it's a gorgeous item. And just like with my loose graded video, I'd like to talk about maybe some of my targets, some of my goals for this year, and certainly R5D4 is on that list. I only have 3 mint on card R5D4s only. And I really would like to get a clear blister Return of the Jedi this year. There was one that was a 48 back free Nien Nunb transition card that was an AFA 75 plus, if memory serves, and it sold for a song and a dance. I want to say it sold for like $370 or so, and I wish I had picked that up now, but I just didn't have any money at the time. But if one comes along this year, either on Hakes or one of those auction houses or on eBay, I certainly would like to make it happen. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but this was a gorgeous example of the R5D4. I've got a tri-logo as well as a 21 back A, and then I added this beautiful 45 back, and this one had the archival case, and the subgrades were 80, 80, 75. So something's going on with some degradation inside the blister for this R5D4. I'm assuming it's related to the sticker. The sticker does look a little bit yellowed to me, and probably what caused the 75 for the figure score. But I am not going to complain. Really nice example. And there was a little bit of edge wear to the card, as you can see there, but crystal clear blister, absolutely gorgeous. This next one, and something you're going to hear a lot during this video, is one I picked up from Rogue 5 Toys. I picked this one up from Chris W., who's a good buddy of mine, good collecting buddy, one of my best friends. And he decided to sell off this beautiful Canadian 32 back Yoda. And he offered this to me at below market value, in my opinion. And certainly a gorgeous example, unpunched, with the blister support. He had this one encased, and for whatever reason, Chris didn't want it anymore, so he sold it to me, and it was a very, very expensive pickup for me. I think it might have been the most expensive item I bought this year in terms of mint on cards. But I couldn't say no. I've got a nice small run of mint on card Yodas going. I've got the Palatoy tri-logo. I've got a 32 back US card, and I also have a Sakuda Japanese release that was on the Return of the Jedi card back. That was a yellow blister 80. But this one came along, and Chris offered it to me for a very fair price, and I couldn't say no to this one. Just absolutely a stunning edition. And I'm going on memory, but I think this one was the most expensive mint on card that I bought. And you can see why. I mean, all the subgrades were 85 for an overall 85 from CAS. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Unpunched. And here's the back of it with La Guerre des Étoiles, l'Empire contre-attaque. So gorgeous Canadian card back for Yoda, and you can see all the multi-language there, just gorgeous, or French and English, I guess. So that one was a big one, and the running theme really was Empire Strikes Back cards. Most of my pickups this year were Empire Strikes Back card backs. It's my favorite film, and I just decided that if it's going to be my favorite film, I might as well pick up some mint on card Empire Strikes Back cards. And here's another gorgeous one. This is a Toy Tony. So as we've talked about on the channel, a gentleman named Tony did get some overstock cards and overstock blisters, and then pressed them onto the card himself with near mint figures. And so this one is a Toy Tony. The scam was kind of discovered, I think, in 2013. I've gone through the thing in detail on my channel in past videos, but this one was UKG 90%. So obviously this one was graded prior to the Toy Tony scandal becoming known. But I got a great deal on this one in the Deal or No Deal group. And, you know, it's a Bosk. And this is the General Mills card back with the German language on the back. And, you know, I'm not a big Toy Tony guy. I don't have a lot of them. This is only the second one in my collection. But given that I do love Bosk and have a nice Bosk run going, I just couldn't turn it down at that time. I had some money, and it was a very fair price, in my opinion, for it. The other Bosk I picked up this year, I think this is the only other Bosk I picked up, is the 41 back survival kit offer. And this is another one I picked up from Chris W. And this one did grade 80 with CAS. I did get it graded after the fact. 80, 85, 80 were the sub scores on that one. But a gorgeous example. You can see the paint wear on the side of the card, or the litho wear on the side of the card. But gorgeous unpunched example with a price sticker. And the 41 backs were big this year for me, apparently. Here was the Leia Hoth with the red hair that I unboxed fairly recently. And again, another item I picked up from Chris over at Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook. I've got a link to their Facebook page in the video description, but this one graded CAS 85 plus. 85, 85, 85 were the sub scores. So absolutely stunning. And I do have a red-haired Leia that is being recased by AFA. We'll probably see that sometime middle of next year if we're lucky. They're running so far behind. But wow, what an awesome 41 back Leia Hoth. And then I think this is the last 41 back I got this year. This one is the Dengar, again, also from Chris. This one was unpunched, clear blister with the Toys R Us price tag. And this one also graded 85, as you can see there. 85, 85, 80 were the sub scores on that one. But gorgeous. And as you guys know, when I unboxed all my CAS treasures, I did get a number of other Dengars back this year. And this one is the 41 back E. And this one also graded 80, 80, 85, 80. And this one, I believe, is the one I picked up from Hakes. And this one is the Cater Factory. You can see that one, Cater, K, with the factory code there. And the other one I picked up at a toy convention was this other 41 back E. This one also graded 80. And this one is the Smile Factory. So you can see the Smile factory code there. So 3 different Dengars this year. I went from 0 to 3 Dengars. So very, very cool. And then the next one I picked up fairly recently that I've already shown on the channel is this Palitoy Tri-Logo 70 back B Weequay. And this one was an AFA 80 that I picked up from Jeff Jacob, who's a fairly well-known collector. Straight 80s for the sub scores on that one. I just did a video on this one fairly recently, but very nice. Now I'm going to clear these off and show you the second half of the Mint on cards that I picked up this year. On to part 2 with the remaining Mint on card items that I picked up. Now, I did include a proof card as part of this. It's not a Mint on card, but it is, you know, a carded item. And so I take it back what I said about that Canadian Yoda that I picked up. This one was the most expensive item I picked up this year, and certainly a gorgeous one. This is a proof card for the Cloud Car palette, The Revenge of the Jedi. I picked this one up at Hakes earlier this year. Pretty stunning, and this one was graded 80 plus by AFA. Pretty cool to have a Revenge proof in my collection. I think in terms of goals for this year, I think it's unrealistic to probably get another Revenge of the Jedi proof card, but I'm more than happy with just having the one, and it certainly fits in nicely with my Cloud Car run, and I did add quite a bit to my Cloud Car run this year. So the other big one was this one. This one was one I picked up on eBay and probably an overpay, but I just decided that now or never, trying to find these transition cards with Empire Strikes Back or Star Wars characters on this Return of the Jedi card back. These cards are going up in value. So these 48 back free Neonums, they are transition cards where none of the Return of the Jedi characters are on this card back. And I've just noticed, and you guys I'm sure have noticed in my market update videos, that anything transition card, whether it's the 21 back ESBs or this 48 back Return of the Jedi cards, they just continue to command big money. And this was an AFA 80 that I picked up on eBay, straight 80s for the sub scores, and pretty gorgeous example to add to my Cloud Car run. And then the final Cloud Car item I picked up this year is a yellowed blister debut card, Star Wars Display Arena 45 back, Empire Strikes Back. And I would love this year to find a clear blister 45 back debut card for Cloud Car. It's just so hard to find it. I just cannot find it anywhere. The last one that I saw sell was on Hakes. It was an AFA 80 that sold for something like $1,100, and I cannot, I can't justify that kind of money, at least at the time when it was for sale. So that's really the only one I've ever seen that was a clear blister, and you're going to have to pay big money for it, unfortunately. But I'm very happy with this yellowed blister. This one was an 80 plus. I picked this one up, I believe, on the Facebook Deal or No Deal group as well. And I think I paid less than half of what a clear blister apparently goes for. So I'm okay with that. It's not super yellowed. It's not super clear either. It's kind of like moderately yellowed, but I'm very happy with that one. And, it's just nice to have the debut card finally in my collection. As you guys know, I also have a Death Star droid run going. I think I've got 6 or 7 different mint on card Death Star droids, and this is another one I picked up in the Deal or No Deal group. This is the 20 back G Death Star droid. It was unpunched, and it was an AFA 80 with an archival case, and it was kind of in an auction situation, and I put a bid in last second and luckily was able to secure that. So I've got the 20 back G, the 20 back D, and then the 21 back A. So I've got 3 different early Star Wars card backs for the Death Star droid, and here's the back of the card there. So this one's got the rounded corners, but I think the 20 back D that I have has the sharp corners. I'm going on memory. I don't remember exactly, but very cool to have that one. This is another one I picked up on Facebook from Dark Side Alliance, based in the UK. And this one is a yellowed 77 back A Death Star droid. Just very slightly yellowed, as you can see, not by no means heavily yellowed, which is usually the problem with these. It does have a little bit of a crimp right here, and that was the main detractor for the score, but the card got a 75 blister 80, figure score was 85 for a yellowed overall 80 with the archival case. So very nice to add, the Cloud Car pilot, the Death Star droid, and obviously Bossk were the big kind of character runs I've got going for mint on cards. And I did forget about this Bossk that I also picked up. I believe this one was on eBay. This one is the 41 back D. So I've got the 41A, the survival kit offer that I picked up from Chris over at Rogue 5 Toys. And then this one, I believe, was an eBay purchase, another one I kind of overpaid for, but it's a clear blister, and the card score was an 80 for the blister, and then a figure score of 85 for an overall 80 from CAS. But a really nice example, unpunched. And so I think I've got 7 different Bosks, and my first pickup for 2023 is another Bossk that I'm sure I'll be opening up hopefully soon. A really nice example that I think will go well with those. So that's my first big pickup of 2023 and should be here any day now. The other mint on cards, before we wrap the video up, I did pick up 2 mint on card Luke Skywalkers, and this one is one I picked up from Hakes. This is the 47 back free 4-LOM offer, and this one had a very slightly yellowed blister. And again, this was a nice pickup from Hakes. Overall yellowed 80 with straight 80s for the sub score. So very, very happy with that one. I was very pleased with the price I paid for that. And then you guys know this one. This is the big one that I picked up this year, again from Chris W. over at Rogue 5 Toys. This is the debut card for the Luke Skywalker in his Hoth battle gear, unpunched, absolutely stunning. I picked this one up ungraded, and it got an overall 80 plus from AFA after I sent it in to be graded. Archival case, 80, 85, 85 were the sub scores. It came back exactly where Chris and I thought it would score. So, as again, as you can see, the Empire Strikes Back line of figures and card backs were ones that I really focused on in 2022. I think that the only big one I really would like to pick up this year would be a Hoth Han Solo to go with my Hoth Leia and obviously my Luke Hoths. But the last one I picked up this year was a 31 back A Star Destroyer Commander. And again, this one's got the kind of bubble protection solution from CAS, and the overall scores on this one were 85, 85, 90 for an overall 85 score from CAS. So this one, again, thank you to Chris for this one. Just absolutely stunning condition for that Star Destroyer Commander. Kind of an anomaly, but I think for Mint on Cards, you know, I'm very, very happy with my collection. I don't expect to pick up more than probably 5 or 6 this year at best, but I do have one boss coming so far for 2023. I would like to pick up a Han Hoth. You know, maybe if I'm very, very lucky and I have the money, I'd like to pick up a 48 back Revenge of the Jedi Luke Hoth. That would be really awesome to have 3 different offer stickers for Luke Skywalker and his Hoth battle gear, but it's a very tough one to find in clean condition and very, very expensive. So that may not happen, but that would be another goal for me for this year. I'm going to keep my goals very simple for Mint on Card just because it's just so pricey. And my budget is certainly constrained versus 2022. But, I mean, this is an awesome run. This is an incredible, probably never to be repeated run in terms of the number of Mint on Cards I was able to pick up this year. And I certainly sold off a lot of items. This was not all, free cash I had sitting around. I had to sell a lot of modern graded items, both Power of the Force 2 and Vintage Collection, to afford a lot of these items. I didn't keep track exactly of all the different sales I made, but I probably sold 30 to 40 different TVC and Power of the Force 2 high-grade items to kind of plow back into vintage Kenner items. And I don't regret it at all, although certainly I had some beautiful examples that I'm going to miss. But that's all I really had for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. And if I get time, I'll put together a video for tomorrow with my comic book pickups for 2022. Very small run of comics, but the ones I did pick up were very incredible. And I look forward to hopefully showing those to you tomorrow if I can find some time to put together that video. Thanks again, and I'll be back soon.